Siege of the capital, Byzantine Empire of Constantinople. Army of the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, which began on 6 April and ended on 29 May 1453. The capture of the city by the Ottoman army. The fall of Constantinople marked the destruction of the Eastern Roman Empire. In total, with the 5,000 Ranis, the number of defenders in Constantinople reached 7,000 or 8,000. The Ottoman army was many times larger than them, but Mehmed II had about 80,000 soldiers and more than 120 ships on 29 May 1453 after 2 months. In the resistance of Constantinople lost. You know, there is a legend that says the warrior went through such trials that even the most enduring would break. Well, it was in the darkest hour that he found the light and found faith. Surrounded by hundreds of enemies, the Dark Rider is the last defender of Constantinople is fighting for its people. But with each dying shadow of hope, he becomes more aware of the hopelessness of his position, whether he can find strength to resist the inevitable. Who is this dark horseman, waving through the flame of battle? The legend or reality of his mystery is deep as a bottomless chasm, and his power as a storm sweeping away everything in its path. But can he even change the course of history? Giovanni Giustiniani Longo, the famous Genoese condottiero, became one of the key defenders of Constantinople. During his siege by the Ottoman troops in 1453, despite the desperate resistance and personal courage of the Justinian, superior to the strength of the Ottomans, and powerful artillery, eventually took up. Despite the heroic efforts of the city lost, and the Byzantine Empire ceased to exist. What was the most important achievement, Sultan Mehmed II? He made his successor Mehmed II, Conqueror. European rulers considered Mehmed II to be a weak and simple-minded ruler. The observers were quick to draw conclusions. The empire needed a feat that could inspire the Sultan's subjects, how to show the world the power that was at the heart of the nation's idea of a sacred struggle for the supreme required the earliest possible taking of the Constantinople. That was the case. The main goal of this struggle. Emperor Constantine, a Paleologist Dragash, advocated an alliance with Rome. But his opinion was not so much but Constantine had a goat who allowed to play the game against the Ottoman Empire. This trump card Shahzad, Orhan, a grandson of Suleiman and great-grandson of Bayezid I. Mehmed undertook to pay the maintenance of an Orhan, that is, he undertook to pay annually the Byzantine emperor for his peace. For the taking of Constantinople, it was necessary to cut off the sea route into the city so that the blockade would be complete. In late 1451, Mehmed seized the Bosphorus west bank and in a short time, in 4.5 months, built opposite the fortress, Anadoluser, another fortress, which was first called Bagazizan and then became called Ramelahizer. In addition, the young sultan was studying the possibilities of the latest siege engines, and he was actively equipped with them. By the middle of 1452, preparation for taking Constantinople was generally completed. In June 1452, the Emperor Constantine sent to Mehmed ambassadors with claims about the construction of the second fortress on the Bosphorus. The ambassadors were beheaded by the Sultan. This gesture could be considered a declaration of war. The Emperor Constantine could no longer count on the Genoese and the Byzantines, and he was no longer needed, since Constantinople had by that time lost all its commercial significance. The trade between East and West was by other ways. The imperial treasury has depopulated sources of replenishment. There is very little to be done by outside help. It was not necessary to count. At the end of 1452, Mehmed ordered to place on the Peloponnese a large Ottoman garrison that cut off the connection between the peninsula and the Constantinople. The Ottomans, they cleared the Byzantine outposts scattered along the coast of the Black Sea and the Marble Seas. There was also intensive shipbuilding. By Martha's 1453, Mehmed had a fleet sufficient to carry out military tasks. Now there was no need to hire the alien ships. The Sultan's fleet was based in Gallipoli, which was very convenient from a tactical point of view. To equip the army with the necessary number of guns, Mehmed built a large foundry. Thus, no predecessor of Mehmed prepared for the capture of Constantinople. While in Anatolia, Sultan Mehmed received a letter from the Emperor of Constantine expressing his displeasure. Delay regular payment for the maintenance of the Shahzad Orhan, and demanded to double the amount of the allowance, otherwise the emperor was about to give Orhan freedom with all the attendant consequences. It is not clear what caused such a daring demand. Suddenly it was a gesture of despair, because at that moment the emperor could not give to the claimant for the Ottoman throne no military, no financial support. The young sultan, he knew perfectly well that another unsuccessful siege could put an end to his rule. Orhan could become more attractive than a 20-year-old Mehmed.